Hello, welcome to Zoonosis with Joy. I'm Joy, and today I want to ask, what do animals do during a solar eclipse? On Monday, there is going to be a total solar eclipse that passes over North America, and so people are asking me about this, and I thought I'd make a quick video before the eclipse happens on Monday. Now, a solar eclipse only happens over an area once every 375 years, give or take. So an individual animal will only experience less than one per lifetime, basically, unless it is very, very old animals. And even our Greenland sharks only live about 400 years, so the chances of them getting two in one lifetime are extremely rare. But if you think about it, most animals will only experience less than one per lifetime, and it happens for such a brief duration that there's going to be no adaptation for dealing with this kind of atypical phenomenon. Animals are very adapted for dealing with photoperiods. Photoperiod is just the time of light, basically. You have to think about it. There's only a certain amount of time per day, whether it's light outside or dark outside. So that means during the daylight hours, you're foraging, you're looking for mates, you're looking for resources, places to sleep, etc. So they have to budget their time very carefully. And nocturnal animals especially so, because night tends to be a bit shorter than day in many parts of the world, especially during the productive months of the summer. So nocturnal animals especially have to be very careful about kind of what their photoperiod is, what they're doing during those daylight and nighttime periods, basically. So that means during a solar eclipse, everything kind of goes topsy-turvy. And animals have to respond to this changing environment very quickly. So what do animals actually do during a total eclipse? Well, it seems that it can really vary depending on the species and depending on the individual. The most common thing is that animals either become less or more active. For diurnal animals, that are animals that are awake during the day and sleep at night, they tend to decrease their activity and they tend to go and do their nighttime sleeping behaviors, basically. So birds typically stop singing, they go to their roosts. Animals, zoo animals in particular, will go to their enclosures for their nighttime, and they'll wait until it gets sunny again, basically, and even a little bit afterwards in many cases. For nocturnal animals, the exact opposite happens. So during totality, when it's the darkest, crickets and other nocturnal animals like frogs will start singing, and they'll do their nocturnal nighttime behaviors. In some cases, some animals will show no behavioral changes at all. In one of the articles that mentions bears and sea lions and seals in particular, they don't seem to have any change before, during, or after an eclipse. So it just seems like they may be less regulated by these daylight periods and they tend not to change their behavior as much. The other major thing that's often recorded is anxiety or abnormal behavior. So you can imagine if something really atypical happens in your environment, it may make you a bit anxious. You're not exactly sure how to respond to the new stimuli. So animals are often described as pacing or anxious or looking for things to do, basically. They're not quite sure how to respond. And this seems to be the case in some birds and some primates as well. Now, it's been debated about what species of animal has actually experienced the most eclipses. Humans have estimated 38 billion total solar eclipse encounters over our entire species. But that's by no means the highest amount. If you look at something like a horseshoe crab, they've been around for 480 million years in the family of Limunae. Limulus is this genus that we have today, but there used to be a lot more diverse there. Now, they've actually computed mathematically kind of exactly how, roughly how many of these experiences horseshoe crabs have had throughout their entire evolutionary history, and it's 138 trillion different total solar eclipse experiences. That's not including partial eclipses or other kind of aerial phenomenon. The interesting thing is that human beings, since there's so many of us, we're spread over the world, and we tend to go to areas where eclipses are happening because we can predict them ahead of time. We're expected to actually outpace them, or eclipse them, as you may say, in about 10 million years, presuming that human beings don't go away in that period of time. So for the humble horseshoe crab, they are the reigning champions of solar eclipse experiences. That's really all I had. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. It may cause some animals to change. I mean, definitely share pictures, videos of weird animal behaviors you see during this eclipse, and enjoy it with safety eye protection like this horseshoe crab here. And that's all I have for today, just a short video. I will see you next time. Peace.